Living life can sometimes be hard, especially if you have the mobility of a 2x4. With all the yoga and movement specialists out there, it's hard to pinpoint what to do to get the best possible results if you want a smooth, flexible body. Over my long life of being more flexible than most people, stretching more than most people, and seeing people waste their time with pointless stretching that leaves them the same as yesterday, I've narrowed down the only 4 stretches that you need to do. Of course, doing more than 4 is optimal, but let's say you can only do 4. I won't be talking about how to stretch. I already made a video on that. So if you're wondering why you're stretching but not getting flexible, check that video out first. It's really good. Let us begin. The first and arguably the most important is the pancake. Properly done, your legs are straight and extended to the side as much as possible and your torso is flat on the ground. If you're really good at this, your stomach touches the ground and your chest is elevated. This stretch might as well be the ultimate lower body stretch. It hits the adductors, the muscles that close your legs. It hits the hamstrings, the muscles that curl the leg. It hits the gastrocnemius and soleus, aka the calf muscles that you use every day to walk. The pancake also hits the hips and lower back, but not necessarily stretching them, but strengthening them into a tall and extended position when the movement is indeed properly done. This stretch is so awesome that if you only do one, do this one. You might think that if you can only go this low, that you are not getting the same benefits from someone going this low. You will be wrong. All the same benefits apply. You just haven't reached the ground yet. To help get there, the frog passively opens up the hips. You can say that the butterfly is a super easy variation of the pancake, but I prefer you to simply sit on something and do the actual pancake. The elevation will make the whole stretch much easier to perform. Again, check this video to learn how to stretch properly. The second is Harold's pose or supine quadricep stretch. It's deceptively useful considering that you are just on your knees. On closer inspection, the toes are extended, stretching them out along with building integrity in the joint. If you have stiff toes, you're gonna know right away. This position naturally uses the lean of your torso to pull the quadricep muscles apart. Fun fact, quad means 4, ceps means head. Quadriceps together means 4 heads of muscles. As the quads are being stretched, so are the hip flexors, the muscles responsible for lifting the knees up. A good stretch for those who run a lot. But we're not done. If you position your hands at a 45-degree angle, straighten the arm, and then torque your elbows outwards while pinching your shoulder blades together, you get an incredible stretch along the length of your biceps. By the way, bi means 2, ceps means head, 2 heads of muscles. This same movement also pulls the chest muscles apart. If you thought we were done, you are still wrong. You can go even further by dropping completely onto your upper back, maximizing the stretch in the quads. Still, we can take it one step further to really push the quads to their limit. Bring your knees together for the absolute most quad stretch you will ever experience in your entire life. Unlike with the pancake, this stretch does have some friendly variations that everyone can do. For starters, sitting on the flat of your feet significantly reduces the difficulty of the entire movement, while being on your toes delivers the opposite effect. One can begin by simply sitting on your knees. With a sofa or sturdy chair behind you, you can begin to lean against it to gather a feel for the movement. Once comfortable, remove it and begin to twist left and right. As you twist left, you'll feel the stretch intensify in the right quadricep, vice versa for the other side. It's easier to do one side at a time, as you can use your hand to stop yourself from completely falling backwards. Soon, think about dropping down to your elbows while still rotating. At around this stage, you'll be able to hold the position with a decent torso lean. All that's left is to continue going lower and lower until your back actually touches the ground. There are some glaring errors for this stretch that I've seen idiots do. You won't make those mistakes because you're not an idiot. Are you? Error number 1. Just falling straight onto your back when you're not flexible enough to actually lower yourself into the position. Not only does this rapidly stretch out your anterior chain, it can and has resulted in the individual getting stuck for a few painful seconds. Pretty hilarious, but don't do this. Error number 2. This one is more forgivable, but still, don't do it. Lifting the knees off the ground just so that you can lean further down. We want to keep the form, so keep them knees planted. As a general rule of thumb, knees further apart generally make the stretch easier. Those are the 2 stretches for the lower body. Honestly, if you master those 2, you probably won't need anything else. Again, more wouldn't hurt, but these 2 really good. Onwards to the upper body now, and also onwards to sad story time. It pains me to see people who can't lift their arms above their heads, especially for older individuals. Let's fix that. And so the next stretch, quite possibly the best upper body stretch known to all of mankind. It's a primitive thing, the one arm dead hang. Can be done with 2 hands, but the advantages of one are just far superior. Properly done, the entire arm is straight from wrist to shoulder. You build stability as you have to force your body not to spin due to your feet being off the the ground. The scap is engaged and the chest is ever so slightly in front of the shoulder. This stretch will have not just the shoulder, but the chest muscle along with the lat muscle stretching while you are building strength and integrity in this extended position. Truly an impeccable stretch that pairs superbly well with any upper body day. I don't expect you to be able to just hang for one arm right away, so let's make it doable for everyone. It begins with a bar that you can reach with your feet on the ground for maximal safety. Begin with 2 hands and sag into your arms until they are straight. Push your chest through by squeezing the scaps. This really opens up the torso. The whole time, your feet will be on the ground. If you are more confident, then feel free to lift your feet. 2 things to take note of during this step. 1. Push the chest forwards, not upwards like you would if you were about to perform a pull-up. 2. Actively squeeze all the muscles in your torso, including your arms, to maximize the strength building aspect of this stretch. You might cramp up your back, but that's alright. You can remain in this stage for a very long time and reap many of benefits. The next stage is to try to do this with one arm. Everything remains the same, and you will find that easing into it by slowly lifting one leg up at a time is best when you are newer to the movement. Most likely, you will spin. You can hold something to prevent the spin, but ideally, you want to build the body control to stay completely still. It'll take some time, and you can always drop your feet to the ground if you spin too hard. The important thing about this here stretch is don't try to be strong and begin right away with a one-arm dead hang that has you spinning out of control. We always want control, as well as maintaining a completely straight arm with your shoulders shrugged as high as possible to maximize the stretch. As a fun bonus, the dead hang also decompresses the spine, so woohoo! You do this stretch and your range of motion for your arms will be spectacular. The final stretch I have for you today involves something you hardly ever think about, but is vital for damn near everything you do: the wrists. When it's good, you don't think about it. When it's bad, you feel it in everything you do. The stretch is twofold and quite easy to do. This stretch doesn't have to be done sitting on your knees, but it's the way I like to do it. It can also be done 2 arms at a time, but I find one to be the most effective. Place the arm down and rotate the hands backwards. Fully extend the elbow to the best of your abilities and apply pressure on your knuckles. Immediately, a stretch will present itself on your wrists and lower forearm flexors. It is awesome, like a spider web being pulled apart. The further you push your arm forwards, along with driving more force into the stretch, will decide how much of a stretch is going on. Likewise, to target the other side of the forearm, tilt your wrist down and repeat the aforementioned step. You'll feel a stretch running along the top of your forearm extensors. There's not any progression for this stretch, though at first you might find it difficult to straighten the elbow, but that's alright. Try your best. So you got 4 stretches to do now. What now? Well, if I were to rank them on the easiest to hardest, it would go wrists, dead hangs, heroes, and then pancake. If I were to say which one were the most beneficial, I would say pancake, dead hangs, hero, wrist. If I were to say which one you would most likely give up on after 10 seconds, I would say pancake, hero, dead hang, wrist. All of this is just me trying to say, hey, I really want you to stretch all 4 of them, but you won't. Statistically speaking, you just won't. So let me tell you what I do want you to do, friend. Since we're friends now, friend, you will benefit the most and have the highest percentage of gaining the most from the dead hang. Not only is it easy to do, gravity does like 90% of the work for you. The benefits as well are huge, and it's easy to see progress, not only in flexibility, but in strength. It takes as little as 5 hangs every other day for 20 seconds, with a minute's rest in between each set to reap rewards. Even if you do it poorly, my friend, you'll still reap gains in one way or another. Therefore, as a guy who has seen countless individuals fail their stretching endeavors, I volunteer this stretch for you to do if you're not really a stretching person. And if you're a gym goer, doing these dead hangs in between your sets is a great way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. On the other hand, if you do stretch pretty often, do all 4 of them and crush it. Lastly, if you don't know how to stretch, check out this video. Again, seriously, it's super helpful. Good luck.